Welcome, everybody, to Fat Man Beyond. I'm Kevin Smith.
And I am Mark Bernard.
Hey! Thank you. For the second week, we're live here at SMODCASTLE in New Jersey, Leonardo, New Jersey, mere steps away from Quick Stop. Mark, of course, at the TVA, as we could see. How are things there after last week's episode? Topsy-turvy. Does anyone recognize you?
Well, it turns out they needed another black dude in charge, so here I am.
How many variants are there of you?
Oh, so many, but they're all doing the exact same thing right now.
He's like, wait till you meet the other one. He's a way better writer. Good to see you, sir. How has your week been?
The week has been good, my friend. The week has been good. Aside from the standard slow decline of Western civilization, it's been fine.
Truly. Before we dive deep into anything, BAMF, is anyone paying for the show this week, or are we just free to do whatever we please?
BAMF. Hey, we got a couple sponsors.
You joined us for the first time.
I'm waving to the people at SMODCASTLE, and nobody can see me there.
I see you, Jason.
They can't see me. He doesn't pop up on the screen. All they see is Mark Bernard. And so the kids here at SMODCASTLE have to take my word for it that BAMF Man is there. But they're hearing him, and I promise you he's there. Anyway, back to you, JC.
Yeah, we're going to kick off the night with our favorite sponsor, Blue Chew, and then we'll hit up Manscaped a little bit later.
Well, kids, I can feel an erection growing right now, because tonight's sponsor of Fat Man Beyond is the good folks at Blue Chew. Give it up for the Blue Chew kids. As you can see, I have no copy in front of me, so I'm going to have to turn to my good friend Mark Bernardin, who has all of the copies in front of him, and say, Mark, where can we send them while we're doing the ad? BlueChew.com, I assume, correct?
Indeed, yes. BlueChew.com. Then promo code is FatMan. Get your first month free. But I want to read you this bit because the good folks at Blue Chew's copywriting department is firing on all cylinders. So let me just give you their top line.
Smells like we got some good dick jokes coming.
Oh, it's so good. It's summer.
You can tell your mom because they're not dirty, right?
They're close. Okay, so it's summer, camping season. Let's talk about pitching tents. That's right. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew.
I've gotten away with worse than that for fucking feature films. That's really good.
That's what I'm saying. Not so bad. Guys, confidence can take you far in life. It can also help in the bedroom, especially when it comes time to step up to the plate. That's where Blue Chew comes in. That was a couple of mixed metaphors, but whatever.
It really was. That was like stepping up to the plate. Oh, you need a bat. And I guess a dick could be a bat.
Sure. And there are balls, but you're not hitting them.
I would have went with like, it's time to grill that wiener or something like that. But so be it.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever the opportunity arises.
Is it weird that I want one right now? It sounds delicious. Unlike most food I eat, it won't just make me fat. It'll give me an erection.
It will make a part of you very fat.
That's true.
The best part, it's all done online. So no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And the tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package.
So it's fucking patriotic to buy Blue Chew.
It really is. If you need to stand and salute the flag.
Where can they go to get this, Mark?
Where can you go? Well, you can go to BlueChew.com. And we got a special deal for Fat Man Beyond listeners. Try Blue Chew for free when you use our promo code FATMAN at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code FATMAN to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
You were really busy reading the copy. So you missed like the high drama of fucking the Luke Skywalker of bugs making an end run in my fucking. This fucking bug went right to my eye, as if like fuck it. And that's not even the first one. Today, I was at the house with my wife, and a bug fucking went right to my. I was smoking a joint, and it went right to my mouth. I'm like, what are you, dumb or something? Like, something wrong with the bugs out here. In any event, that one was trying to grab some screen time and shit. Good folks at Blue Chew. Apparently, that bug got a hold of some.
Indeed, he was feeling every last bit of his life.
We thank the good folks at Blue Chew for being sponsors of Fat Man Beyond. Give it up for the good folks at Blue Chew. He's here, man. He's getting ready for his second run. He is turning around. Turn that way. You seeing this shit?
Oh, damn.
He's committed, pot committed. Either that or he's like, I've always wanted to be in show business. Oh, buddy, here's your microphone. Here's your chance. No, he's out for blood. He's looking for me. Or my wallet. You son of a bitch. Regardless, we got a third. Hey, man, guess what?
Tell me.
Good things come to those who wait, Mark. Remember the pandemic? The old one, not the one that's about to happen, apparently.
But when we're all still in?
Yes. When we would sit around and we do Fat Man Beyond from home, and we popularized the mistaken catchphrase, Jeff's Kiss.
We did.
Remember that?
Oh, those were the days.
Yes. I remember we were like, we should do a fucking t-shirt. And that was like 8 months ago. T-shirts are done, Mark.
Wow. Oh, look at that.
The Jeff's Kiss t-shirt, as drawn by the great Dark Nate Gonzalez, is available right now. I'm sure JC will put the link up there and a photo of the shirt. Maybe, I don't know. Did you get a picture of the shirt? Yeah. Oh, look at that shit. It looks glow in the dark. I don't know if it does.
Turn off the lights, man.
Here's where you got to help me out. Now, fucking people have been bugging me about this shirt since I've said, oh, it's coming. And then it didn't come and shit. So now, Jordan.
BlueChew.com.
Jordan is the one that kind of makes everything happen in our business, as you know. And so I've been like bugging her for months, going like, you gotta fucking make this shirt. I keep telling the people the shirt's coming and stuff. So I was like, I threw my hat over the wall. I was like, you need to order 1,000 of these shirts. And she's like, what are you, nuts? And I was like, we get a lot of people watching that show and everybody uses that catchphrase. And she's like, everybody? I was like, at least, I don't know, 500 or something. So I said, get 1,000 shirts and let's see if we can move them and stuff. So please don't make me look like a fuck in front of, my boss / Jason's wife. Like, she was doubting my high order number, but I was like, I'm telling you, I think we'll hit it. I think we'll sell it. So go to jayandsilentbob.com and the link somewhere in there, or what is that? bit.ly.com. Is that bug get back in? Jeff / Jeff's Kiss. Order that shirt and make me right, ladies and gentlemen, please. For the love of God. I got to save fucking face. And it's a wicked fucking shirt. Mark, you'll be getting yours very soon.
Outstanding. I expected in a girl's small.
Shall we dive into the Loki of it all?
I think we should dive into the Loki of it all.
Let's do it, kids. If you're watching at home or if you're watching right here in the room and you're like, I haven't fucking seen the season finale, you are fucked, because we're going to talk the fuck about the season finale right now. Spoilers abound, ladies and gentlemen. So cover your ears for the next, 20 minutes if you haven't seen it yet, or come back and see us after you've watched it. One of my favorite visuals I've ever seen in a Marvel movie happened in this season finale of Loki. Very simple imagery that brought with it so much promise, so much hope, and showed us the future. In the third act, as the timeline's branching like crazy and you see all those fucking tendrils going off of the sacred timeline, it just filled me with fucking glee because I'm like, that's the next 5-10 years of our lives. Same way that like the Infinity Gauntlet and the gems, the stones took up like the giant, the lion's share of all the Marvel movies up until Endgame and stuff. We are now going to be dealing with multiverse shit for the next 5 to 10 fucking years, and watching those tendrils like spiraling off, going, that is Spider-Man, No Way Home. That is Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. That is Ant-Man, Quantumania, and stuff like that. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Just made me so fucking happy. It was so dire for everyone in the show. I felt bad for all those fuckers, but for me, I was like, oh, this is gonna fucking rock. Like, and I was just telling Jennifer, was like, oh my God, that's so bad for the timeline and shit. And I was like, fuck the timeline. That's good for us. Like, so many fucking cool movies now. And what made me really happy was like, at this point, based on that visual, isn't everything canon? Like, aren't the cartoons canon? Isn't like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon at this point? If there's that many different multiverses at this point, I feel like, wow, even though the week before they were like, Agent Coulson's dead, I felt like with that episode, they're like, and now Agent Coulson and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could be part of our universe. Did you get that read at all?
I mean, yeah, that's the gambit here, right? Which is everything that has ever been is possible. If you want Daredevil back, you get Daredevil back. If you want Spider-Man and his amazing friends back, you get Spider-Man and his amazing friends back. Like everything.
That. I want that, man. Oh my God. Could you imagine he did some like live action version of that with old Aunt May, not even like the current like young, oh my God, I would totally marry her Aunt May, but like the old lady Aunt May and shit, and the three of them living in the apartment, but it's all fucking live action. Disney Plus is like, what are you going to say? Subscribe? I already subscribed. I would subscribe twice if they did that fucking show. They could charge me. They should open a category in Disney Plus, which is like, pay what you feel. Because at the end of Loki, I would have been like, here's all the money.
Here's a tip jar. Just tip it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they need, a little tip jar. I'm like, you fuckers put it on the glass here, man. What did you think of the episode? This was definitely an episode where you could not accuse it of, lollygagging or like nothing's happening. Everything fucking happened in this episode, including the dreaded kiss that nobody wanted to see and stuff. That turns out to be like one of the instigating factors of fucking phase 4. Did you think she was going to do it?
Yes, I did. Because I'm of two minds of the finale. I'm of the mind that I was also in last week, which is I don't really want to see Kang, and of course they never call him Kang, so he's just he who shall not be named, or he who remains, or he remains. Because as I said last week, look, that character does not mean anything to our protagonists. He's a new person. They don't even know his actual name. He's just a guy. He's a really bad guy, is what Loki tells Mobius at the very end. And so for us to sit for about 15 minutes and listen to the guy who we've never met before talk at us, and our protagonist sit in chairs and watch him talk, felt a little...
It was like a Kevin Smith movie, man. Like
that's why you loved it.
Literally could have made that episode. People just sat around and talked to each other. It was tremendous. After like all the action, the previous episodes, it was very low tech. But did that bug you that it's like, oh, here's a new guy?
It bugged me only because the new guy, by the time you get to the end of a story, you want your villain and your heroes to, at the very least, have met each other, to have some emotional attachment to each other, and understand what the other of them mean in the grand scheme of things. And so in this finale, you have Kang telling our quote unquote heroes about things that happen in the distant past and things that may or may not happen in the future. But none of it really answers their questions about who they are, what they want, and what they're trying to achieve. So I felt a little like, but I love Jonathan Majors, so I will totally watch that dude kind of go crazy for about 15 minutes. And that was really,
dude performance from Lovecraft Country by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic. But I was just a little like, okay, I mean, if it's going to be this, and yes, they're going to fight again, Loki and Sylvie, because we need some action. Otherwise, it's just, 40 minutes of dudes talking. So they're going to fight for reasons that don't quite make any sense for them to fight, but we need something to happen. They're going to kiss, the kiss that I don't think anybody was actually looking for, but we're going to get that. And then you're going to get one last sort of betrayal, I guess. And then we're going to get what the future of the MCU is. We're going to get that these 6 hours have been setting up the bad guy for the next movie. And so,
Not just,
like,
not just the bad guy for the next movie, but the bad guy and the thematic elements for like the next few movies. Like this is how we get to Secret Wars.
yes,
Like
for sure.
like the amount of setup that they did in a Disney Plus show. Like 5 years ago, they would have done it in a movie. Like, and it probably wouldn't have been Loki the movie or something like that. But here we are in a world where like they're like, no, if you part of our storytelling is now Disney Plus, and we're gonna do big things there. So you got to fucking stay subscribed. It was super fucking smart. But it's so crazy that like the first time around, like Loki was the doorway to the next 10 years. Visa fucking him and his deal with Thanos in the Avengers and whatnot. And here we are looking at the next 10 years or so because of the Loki.
By another Loki.
Yeah. By Loki.
My other thought. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said, no, I'm good. I said it was fucked by Loki twice in the best possible way. Your other thought?
My other thought is that this has been 6 hours of ultimately what is evil, multi-dimensional space Karen, who's asking to see the manager of a black-owned business because she's unhappy with the way it's been run.
He's a fucking Karen, isn't he?
Well, Sylvie's the Karen because she's the one who won't take no for an answer and take me to go see your manager. And the manager at the end of the universe is Kang, and she's unhappy with the way this business is run and ultimately tries to fire the manager and does. And so, like, Loki is the setup for fuck around and find out. Like, oh, you wanted this? I mean, like the TVA, what's that Churchill quote? Democracy is the worst form of government except for all the others. Like, the TVA is the worst form of running a universe except for apparently all of the others. And
yeah, it was a really crimson notion and delivered through a smile when he was just like, if you think I'm bad, wait till you meet the other me's. And shit.
Yeah. And so she would not take his advice. She would not listen to anybody else, including the other Loki, who's like, maybe he's right. Maybe we should just go home. And she's like, I'm going to see the fucking manager and I'm going to get somebody fired. And she does. And now we're all going to reap the whirlwind of that decision, which is bad news.
He's presented first as He Who Remains, which was an old Marvel character that had no connection to Kang necessarily, but was in the creator of the TVA. But he was presented more like Immortus, which is a version of Kang in the comics, but the old wizened version, the one that's like, I have fucked around and found out, and now I'm ready to be a smart shit like that. And his outfit kind of looked like the Immortus outfit. He just didn't have the gigantic fucking hat. But it was like I was blown away that they gave us, he's not Kang. The director of the show is very clear, being like, that's not Kang, that's He Who Remains. But for all intents and purposes, we got our first taste of Jonathan Majors in the role that he's going to be playing apparently for the next few years across a bunch of different flicks.
Yeah, and to be able to watch him change the variance of his performance on He Who Shall Not Be Named /Immortus /Kang, because this one is crazy. This one has been by himself at a citadel at the end of time for as long as there has been a time, by himself, like looking at futures, and he's lost his mind. He's a broken man. And so when we see the Kang who's on the wall of the TVA, like that's a different dude. Like that's a dude who's got purpose, and that's a dude who's conquered a bunch. And so I look forward to seeing how he modulates.
Comic accurate costume too.
Mhm.
Like that giant statue looks like fucking, except for the headpiece, looks like Kang's fucking costume.
Yeah. So I look forward to what's next. I wish that we had a little bit more resolution for the story that we watched, as opposed to a throw to what we're going to get next.
You're probably right, but I didn't give a fuck. At a certain point, I forgot it was a Loki show. I was like, get out of the way, this guy's talking. And you know, as much as like I appreciated his whole like, you know, he grew, he became, you know, he got better, like does what every main character you want. He accomplishes. He starts in one place, gets to another place. But by the time he got to the other place, I was like, no, kill the fucking guy. So I was glad that Sylvie was not nearly as evolved, that she remained kind of Loki at heart and went for the kill. Because imagine if she didn't, and it was just like credits. Fuck that.
It's like, we saved the world, you guys. Isn't that cool?
I know. And no season 2. What did you think of the season 2 stamp?
You know, there's definitely a bunch of questions that they set up to answer. You know, like what happened to Sylvie? You know, what is this new version of the TVA? You know, how did everything change underneath Loki's feet in the time between when he was with Sylvie and when he bounced through that little portal and ends up back in the TVA headquarters? You know, what is the rest of the world as different as Loki's world is? And if that's a thing that they're going to explore, be it in Loki season 2 or these, you know, at least 2 or 3 different movies we're going to see, that stuff's fascinating. So yeah, I look forward to a season 2, simply to wrap up, you know, and cauterize those branch stories and tell us what the one true storyline is going to be.
I also like how they, you know, you always think, oh, I think the show is going to be this, you know, based on you hear news like they cast this person as Kang. And so we're watching the show, and somewhere along the way, everyone starts going like, Kang's got to be the big bad. I think they're going to introduce fucking Kang. So you have an idea in your head of like, oh shit, they're going to bring him in. He's going to look like the fucking character and stuff. And instead, they introduced this really cool notion of like, you're going to meet a lot of this fucking guy, all sorts of different flavors. Like, it never occurred to me they would go that route. Could you imagine you're the actor and you receive the offer and like, we want you to play Kang, who's probably like going to be the next Thanos, like big bad or something like that. And you'd be like, oh, right on. That's it's Marvel. Of course I'll fucking do. Who do I got to kill to do it and shit. But then you find out that it's also going to be like creatively satisfying because you'll probably get to give 5 or 6, maybe 10 different performances, depending on how many different variations of Kang that they wind up doing. I felt happy for him at that point, man. I was like, oh my God, he's going to get to give a bunch of different performances. That's the last time you'll see him play the character like he did in that episode, right?
Yeah.
Next, we're going to see these guys. He's going to be the conqueror, or bigger than that.
Yeah.
So
I feel good. He has his own Orphan Black now, where he gets to play like 9 different versions of the same character.
Thank God you watch current things. For a way to express it, I'm like, he get to play many parts, Mark, and you're like, yes, Kevin, he's gonna Orphan Black it, and I'm like, yes, thank you. Overall, Loki, you know, big ending. So you know, as long as you end well, all is forgiven. You know, any lag moments or something like that. Feels like they could have got away with it in less episodes, but I ain't bitching. You know, I was never bored. But man, like, way to fucking stick the landing. In fact, they didn't even stick the landing. It's like the ending is bigger than the previous 5 episodes that we watched. It's almost like take the journey just to get to the ending because it sets up the next like few years of movie watching and TV watching for us.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like of the 3 Marvel TV shows we've had, it's probably been the most consistently understanding of what it is. You know, like I feel like WandaVision for me, and we talked about it both together and when we had Matt Shackman on the show, the first 3 episodes took a little bit for me too long to reveal what the show is about. You know, we were doing a lot of the work about whether or not this was about grief and whether this was all Wanda's doing and what's happening with Vision and so forth and so on. I feel like Falcon Winter Soldier was hampered a bit by the fact that they were in mid-production during a pandemic, and the show had been about a viral pandemic. And so they had to do a lot of changing in midstream and figuring out what the bad guy was after. And like there were episodes that were great and then some that just didn't quite gel. Whereas I feel like Loki, regardless of how successful you feel like it was as a storytelling endeavor, it knew what it was the whole time. It didn't really flounder at all. Like it was always going to be this kind of workplace thing. And it was always going to be the story of Loki's joining and what it means to be a Loki. And can a Loki evolve, or are we always going to be this? And so I think that in that regard, it stuck the landing a little firmer than the other two shows have.
You're so much better at expressing yourself than I am, and or maybe it's just that you give it way more thought. Like I just come down to like, oh my god, I fucking loved it, and you can talk about it in a nuanced way, which ultimately is a positive review, but like it allows for error or lag or something like that. But like I would hate like to ask your review as your lover, like sometimes a motherfucker just wants to hear like, oh, you're great, and you'd be like, look, the yeoman like work that you put into the foreplay, definitely could have been better, but we got where we needed to go. And by the time we got to my scrotum, I felt like, it was classic Kev or whatever the fuck.
The first act was strong. You're always good with the first act. Right. The second, the middle, there was no real climax in the middle of the story, but the denouement is where it was at. So thank you for
that. We have a show coming out very soon, Mark. Today is Saturday night. On Thursday night at midnight or Friday morning, however you look at it, Netflix will debut the part 1 of Masters of the Universe Revelation. Mr. Mark Hamill, who essays the role of our Skeletor, was just on Fallon the other night, and they put up a clip from episode 1 that kind of shows like what he's after. I mean, Grayskull, duh, but what specifically? Lots of other clips popping up online. There's a IGN clip coming up from Mark's episode 3. That takes place on the Crystal Sea and involves aquaticons. So that you can find online like any second now and stuff. Point is, it's getting closer. The review embargo gets lifted on Wednesday, so we'll start hearing what the folks who write about shit, critics and whatnot, think about it. I've heard early word, and it's very positive, really, really quite nice. People seem to like the show, which is thank God for us. That being said, it drops July 23rd. On July 24th at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash in Red Bank, New Jersey, we're doing a Revelation celebration, which is basically a little kind of a weekend shindig party where you bring your kids. If you got kids that are like 10 and under, Mattel sent us a bunch of action figures. So kids 10 and under get a figure. Problem is, most of the kids coming are going to be 50 and over. So those kids, we got shirts for them, posters, shit like that. But Griffin Newman, who plays our Orko, he's going to join us at the Secret Stash. And then at night, Mark is got something going on next week. Is that why you're not going to be around?
I do, yeah. My mom is in town, so I'm doing mom visiting things.
Oh, give it up for Mark and his mom.
Yeah, me and my mommy are going to go play.
Well, Griffin is going to come and sit in for Mark. So we're going to do FatMan Beyond next week with Griffin Newman right here. And we'll probably do a lot of talking about Masters of the Universe because it will have dropped just like the 2 days before or something like that. So if you go, I think there's a link somewhere the JC probably put up to join us at the Secret Stash for the Revelation celebration. And then at the SMODCASTLE site, tickets for next week's FatMan Beyond with Griffin it's on sale right now. So next week or this coming week is all about Masters of the Universe, which I've been waiting for 2 years since we started working on this. Can't wait for people to fucking see it. However, the biggest news of my year
drops on Monday and has absolutely nothing to do with Masters of the Universe. I can't say much more about it, but we are in New Jersey.
Are you gonna be the governor of New Jersey?
I'm going to be here for a minute, so that's what Monday's announcement is all about and whatnot. So it's a big week around here for us, for me personally, especially. But as much as Monday's announcement is going to be big news and stuff, I cannot wait for people to see the episodes. I've been waiting for this long just to watch people, good and bad, because I'm sure we'll get them both. It's Twitter, but to watch people react to the fucking show. Like, you know, it's been handcrafted with so much fucking love and care and attention. So I hope it's received that way. I'm sure, based on what I've seen so far, early reactions, it is overwhelmingly received that way and stuff. But, you know, I've got plenty of room for people who are like, fuck you, because I've been dealing with that since day one, you know. Some people have been attacking the show or whatever, or me for the show or whatever, you know, don't seem to understand that, like, I've got 27 years experience dealing with people telling me I suck at my job. Like, they've been telling me that since Clerks. So I'm well aware, but yet still here we are. So hopefully they'll give it a chance. But oh man, I can't wait to read people's reaction. I can't wait to see. Like, I did a lot of press, and I just did 2 more interviews before I came here to do the show tonight. And you know, each time I'm always like, did we stick the landing? Because generally I'm being interviewed by people who are like, it's the same refrain over and over. I watched this show growing up as a kid. This was my show and stuff. So mercifully, we're being interviewed by people who are like already half in the bag and stuff for it. And, you know, all we had to do was not drop their fucking childhood. And apparently we didn't. So yay for us, man. But particularly, yes. But I give it up to my good friend over there on the screen behind me and whatnot, because I've been standing next to him, sitting next to him, and standing next to him for the last few years, as quietly, without anybody really noticing, while we've been making jokes and fucking saying Jeff's Kiss t-shirt now on sale. I've been quietly learning to become a better writer, and all of that training came in handy, like, you know, on Masters Universe, something I'd never done episodic before. Standing next to Mark, who like would rewrite every movie that we ever talked about and make them better and shit like that, like, you know, made me better. And so it was a no-brainer to drag him into this once we started working on it. And wait till you see his episode. I mean, the good news is you get to see all the writers, every one of us have an episode in the first 5. So you'll get to see the full menu across the boards, man. But Mark has a line in episode 3 that one of my favorites in the entire run of the show, and it made it all the way through. It's like one of the best and stupidest lines you'll ever hear in your life. Perfect, because it's coming from Skeletor and shit. And then Mark Hamill delivering it just made it. Like, I remember when we shot it, re-recorded it, and the Powerhouse Animation kids sent the first animatic. So I took a screenshot of it from, you know, a little recording on my phone and texted it to Mark, because I was like, there's that stupid ass line you wrote. And fucking Luke Skywalker just said it, man. Like, that's nuts.
And when I saw the episode, the final product, that was the one that made me both like giddy and weepy all at the same time, which was, he fucking said the line. It's still in there. It is so stupid, and I love it to death.
And that puts you amongst giants, because, you know, across the body of his career, many times Mark has been like, I can't believe I have to say a line this stupid. I'm sure he said it on the set of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back many years ago. But he probably said it when George was like, say this thing about power converters, you know? And he was like, George, stupid shit, but I'm getting paid. I'll fucking say it. You stand shoulder to shoulder with George Lucas for that reason, my friend.
Hot damn. And it's all because of you, my friend.
We recorded before I left Los Angeles. I got together with all the writers, and we did commentary tracks for the YouTube channel here. So when the episodes, you've watched all the episodes, we'll put them up probably, maybe we'll wait till Monday so we give people a chance to watch Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the following Monday, we'll put up the commentary tracks. And I do one by myself for episode 1. Then it's me and Dia for 2, me and Mark for episode 3, me and Tim for episode 4, and me and Eric for episode 5. So you get all sorts of inside info about the episodes and whatnot. And you could watch along with, just time it up with the show and watch it. And even if you're not watching it with the show, they're good deep dive listens and stuff. So look for that next week. I'll give you another heads up and stuff next week's episode. Anything else we should do up front, or should we dive into the news of it all?
I just want to remark on how amazed that I am that your robe traveled across the country with you.
I got dressed for day 1 of SMODCASTLE, and then I was like, what the fuck? You own the theater. So ever since then, I was like, I'm gonna dress like I dress at fucking home. So yeah, I came comfy as fuck, man.
Most
I was
impressive.
so looking forward to this tonight. Like I got up today, I had a lot of shit to do for a Saturday. It just kind of stacked up that way. But I was so looking forward to this because I was like, I'm gonna fucking go. We're gonna talk about fucking Loki and shit like that. I'm finally put that goddamn shirt up for sale. Just kidding. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, help me prove Jordan wrong. And I kept saying, like, oh my god, like, as much as there was shit that I had to do, this was the thing I was most looking forward to because A, it's always a fun show to do and stuff. B, now the component of doing it like live at SMODCASTLE makes it fun as well, like adds another element, another layer to it. But also I was like, I'm gonna wear my fucking robe. It's a good job when you can just wear your robe. It's me and a priest. That's it, maybe people on a porn set, but generally speaking, robes are discouraged in the real world, but they're fucking dope. I feel like a Jedi when I wear this and shit.
Everybody who gets to wear a robe in the real world is blessed. You're all blessed. You, John Holmes, the Pope, everybody's got a gift.
That's right. Well, fucking, I don't have the gift that John Holmes had at all, but I do have a robe.
Excellent.
News?
We have some.
Let me tell you something, kids. Mark Bernardin, before he became a fucking chief scribe and stuff like you read about in the Bible, he was a guy that used to follow the news and shit. He used to make the news, report on the news. Mr. Mark Bernardin's got news in his fucking blood, comes out of his pores. I've stood next to the man. He smells like fucking newsprint and stuff. So guess what? He went and collected what little news there is for us to do. And here's Mark Bernardin with the news. Give it up for Mark Bernardin, the news hound.
For the first time in a very long time, we have box office news to talk about.
Yeah, that's been happening again recently.
Remember that?
Somebody said a number, and I was like, the fuck? This is back? And it really makes me feel inadequate because I never hit those fucking numbers. So during the pandemic, I felt like a box office king because they were like the box office was $1,000. I was like, Yoga Hosers made that kind of money. The real rules and shit where everybody's spending a bunch of loot and stuff, and we're starting to see 6 figures. Hold on. Somebody just went to the bathroom at SMODCASTLE.
Okay.
And the bathroom is right next to the stage. So let's see if we can hear if it's number 1 or number 2. That's number 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Well played.
One. When they come out, make sure you give them the shameful look. Like, how dare you, Void? Anyway, back to you, Newsy.
Yes, Black Widow is doing remarkably well at the box office. It's already made $214 million worldwide. It opened to $80 million in the States. It made something like 60 million, maybe more on Disney Plus. So
that's where did you go in a theater or you watch it at home?
I wanted to go in the theater. I could not make it. So I just watched it in my living room.
I didn't ask you about your fucking intentions. Don't tell us. Don't glide in that way. Yes or no? Did you watch it at home or theater?
Once got nothing to do with it, buddy. What did you do?
I'd love to support it theatrically and shit, but I was like greedy. I just got up at 3 a.m. I was like, oh, what the fuck am I going to do? I was like, holy shit, Black Widow. And I smoked weed and watched that till 5 a.m. Then I watched it again and shit. So couldn't do that at the movie theater. They would never let me smoke weed.
You know what
Nor
you have to do?
show me the movie at 3 a.m. either.
You have to buy your own movie theater.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I'm halfway there.
See? That's all you need. You show up in your robe, smoke your own weed, watch it when you want to watch it.
I was a part of that box office. I'm happy to report. You know, I put a hold on. It's all for you, Damien. SMODCASTLE is a place where you get cheered for shitting. And it was shit. You were in there a little too long for pee-pee, my friend.
It's the use of the word pee-pee that makes it delicious.
Did you hear that? And you were just playing us? You're like, shy bladder. Oh my God. So you normally have a shy bladder? And then I was like, everybody listen. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? I'm gonna get a fucking stone. Leave me alone.
Let's just like we'll few people filter out, and then I can go.
The Winnipeg Jets?
The win it? Yes, I will.
All right, Mark. So what? Black Widow made a lot of money. Marvel's doing well. Big fucking news.
As did Space Jam 2, made $32 million in its opening weekend.
Space Jam, that just opened this weekend.
Yep.
And it made 32 million?
32 million. And it's also on HBO Max.
I was going to say, once again, this is a program you could literally watch at home.
Yes. And you don't have to pay extra. If you have HBO Max, you don't have to drop another dime on it, but people still went out.
The box office is fucked in the future, man. Probably not so much for big movies like that, but now people are kind of spoiled, right? Like I'm one of those people where I'm like, I'm going to watch that shit at home, which I did with Black Widow. And this is something they've talked about for years. Like, why can't it be in theaters for people that want it and at home for people that want it? And for years, the common wisdom was like, because if it's at home, who the fuck's going to go to the theater? But as we're seeing, $32 million worth of people will go see Space Jam 2, even though they could literally watch it on HBO Max if they have it. So
yeah,
I guess
I mean,
both can exist.
But both can exist. I mean, there's something to be said for the novelty now of being able to go back to the movie theater. You know, the people who haven't been able to go for a long time, and you know, parents and kids, and the experience of returning, I think, is counting for a lot of these grosses. But it's clear that there is a dual path for this stuff going forward, and perhaps the extended window we used to get 6 months between a theatrical release and some version on home video is shrinking faster and faster. Like Quiet Place 2. Somebody else going to take a shit, or another bug making a run.
The bug is back, Mark. He's making his second run. This is his return to the Jedi. He's going back to the Death Star. Anyway, I don't want to be like Mike Pence, where this fucker lands on my head and then defines me for the next fucking few nights. What other news, Mark?
There's Emmy nominations came out this past week.
Yeah, and there were a bunch for shows that we like.
There was a bunch for shit that nerds are fond of.
Yeah.
Mandalorian got tied for the most nominations, tied with The Crown, 24 nominations.
Including Cutest Ever.
Cutest Ever. The
That
most
shit,
adorbs.
that little Yoda puppet, man, like just that's fucking Emmy gold right there. You know, it's marketing gold. They're selling toys like crazy and shit, but that's the way into the cold-hearted Emmy viewers' fucking internal, man. It's just like, Baby Yoda. So man, they're so hardcore about it, they'll be like, it's fucking Grogu, you idiot.
It's gonna be Baby Yoda.
They should give that shit a bunch of awards, not just nominations. I bet you they wind up walking away with stuff. What's the weirdest nomination they got?
The weirdest? Well, I mean, they got a bunch of technical shit, but Giancarlo Esposito got nominated for Moff Gideon. Timothy Oliphant and Carl Weathers got nominated as Best Guest Actor. Rosario did not.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I agree with all the picks though. Like I agree with Fantastic getting a nod, and fucking Apollo Creed getting a nod, and then Bugging Out getting a nod.
Insensitive bloke.
Nuts. Most people know him from Breaking Bad and shit, but he'll
We
for
go
me,
back.
he's always bugging out.
WandaVision got 23 nominations. Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany both got nominations for Best Actor. Katherine Hahn got one.
They bet those two better get nominated, her especially. You know, I know she's got stiff competition, but she should win. That was an incredible performance. Still, like, fucking makes me tear up when I think about her at the end and shit. She's a great crier. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people that cry so well and shit where you like they emote and you feel their fucking pain. It'd be tough to be in a relationship with a crier that powerful. Because anytime they cried, you'd be like, you're right, we're fucked.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
She does that silent cry thing where she's just like, you know, and then before a single noise comes out, all the agony and shit in the world, man. And she's so pleasant in real life, you know. But I guess that's acting.
Ladies and gentlemen, director Kevin Smith.
It's stupid thought. I was like, it's crazy, Mark. She acts like a witch. In real life, not a witch. I'm glad for her, man. She deserves all the nods. Him too, man. Like, I'm sure there was a point in the proceedings, you know, granted there's Marvel, so they're like, anything you say, Kevin Feige. But, you know, these are him more than her. You know, most cats back when he's a little bit older, that dude never wanted to be a TV person. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be a movie fucking star. So even if it's a Marvel TV show, it's still a TV show. And there's still a bias out there, which is fucking nuts. But that bias is getting erased when like a dude like Paul Bettany can walk over to like a Marvel TV show and walk away with a huge fucking Emmy nod. Just one more fucking piece of tin to put up on the shelf. Mm-hmm. So any sort of like bias, anti-streaming, anti-TV bias, probably just long gone at this point. Remember, like when we were kids, and even up to the beginning of my career, very clear differentiation between TV and fucking movies. And if movie people did TV, they were like, my career's fucked. Yeah. Now it's like, look at this shit. I'm sweeping award nominations and shit like that. And I was wearing makeup the whole time. Fuck you. That's my vision, you know?
Yeah, I think it started, the shift began with True Detective. When McConaughey and Woody Harrelson showed up on HBO, it was like, oh, damn. All right. No, they're not just like movie actors, but movie actors in their prime. Like Oscar winners are showing up to be on TV. And then that was kind of the floodgates. And then everybody realized the good work is being done in great part for actors on television.
Yeah, you get more time with a fucking character. You know, like nobody's ever like thinking about giving Elizabeth Olsen awards for the Marvel movies she's done so far, even though she's done great work in them and stuff. But like this, you got to see like her craft to performance over the course of all those episodes. Get a story arc, you know, she gets to see so much more of that character, and she gets to fill like that performance with subtle nuances and shit. So at that point, you're like, my God, what an amazing actress, in a way that you never would have just by seeing her in like Endgame or something like that.
Yeah.
Good for all them, man. And then good for us in a world where they treat this shit seriously. That means they'll keep doing so. Used to be there, you know, go back a few years, a lot of people bitching like nobody fucking likes comic book nothings. And now they fucking do. So, yeah, you know, I'm not going to say that all began with Heath Ledger, but once Heath Ledger won an Oscar and shit, people were like, oh shit, I guess this comic book shit should be treated seriously. And now they're treating it seriously awards wise. What else got nodded besides those two?
A week after HBO canceled Lovecraft Country, it got 18 nominations, including for Best Drama Outstanding Series.
I love that show. It's sad when they said they weren't going to go again. What else got nominated?
The Boys, my friend. The Boys.
Oh, hey, man.
Outstanding drama.
That's, I mean, 100% behind. I don't think this is a hot take for me to say like, oh my God, I co-signed that 100%. But that's a show that the old Emmys would have not acknowledged. Like, makes sense to me that they're like, oh, we like WandaVision. It would have not surprised me if they were like, and the boys got nothing because they're just having a good time. Fuck them. So instead, the Emmys now like, we're having a good time, so fucking come in, and they get nodded too. How many nominations they get?
They got 5. 4 of them are technical nominations. Like, sorry, 3 of them are. They got an outstanding writing nomination and an outstanding drama series.
I fucking both of those are well earned. I would have given one to what's the lead guy's name? The guy who played
Anthony Starr or Huey. Anthony Starr plays Homelander.
Anthony Starr. The Homelander's real name is Anthony Starr.
Mhm.
All right. It would have gone to my head if somebody was like, "What's fucking Homelander's name? I'm gonna blow your brains out." I would, in a million years, I wouldn't land on Anthony or Starr. I'd be like, "Oh, Matt Damon." Like he just seems like a. No, it's not Matt Damon, but he seems like he should have a name like that.
Seems
That's
like a
name.
Matt.
I gotta remember that Anthony Starr. He's amazing. I would have fucking given him a nod. That performance this year was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, he fucked himself. He blew himself, and then he jerked off on the city. Give that guy the Emmy. Give him all the Emmys. One of the technical categories was best cum shot over the city.
I think that's a different award show.
Is Kripke? Is he the guy that gets the nod for the writing?
It depends on the episode that got nominated. I think Kripke will share in it, but whatever credited writer got the on-screen credit will be the one who wins the Emmy.
I like him. He's a good guy. I interviewed him before. He's having a good time with that show. What else got nominated? Anything we give a shit about?
Falcon and Winter Soldier got 5 nominations. The weirdest of them is
let's talk about the weird one because one of these nods is not like the other.
Yes. Anthony Mackie nor Sebastian Stan didn't get nominations. Neither did Carl Lumley, who did amazing fucking work as Isaiah Bradley.
I thought he was a shoo-in, man. That was an easy nod, but he didn't get a nod.
No, but you know who did? Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle, who was in 98 Seconds.
This guy was
Soldier.
going back, going like, what episode was he in? And he was like in the opening credits of episode 1, right?
No, he's in like the 3rd scene.
And then he fucking took off. And the Emmys were like, brilliant. Give him a nod.
Give it to the Cheeds.
I saw he said something about it. Did you see that?
I didn't. No, what do you say?
He was like, I'm as baffled as everyone else. That's not the exact quote, but he too indicated that he's like, I have no fucking idea. He's going, but thanks.
Not so bad, but weird.
Can you imagine being so good at your job that they're like, that motherfucker, he deserves a nod for that 90 seconds.
Yeah. Like, what was it? When Judi Dench won for Shakespeare in Love, she had something like 13 minutes of screen time, maybe 8 it might have been. This
Don
now
Cheadle,
beats it.
my beer. I can beat that in 2 notes. Good for him, man. Anything else get nodded we give a fuck about?
Cobra Kai.
Fucking A, I do care about that a lot. Like an ex-girlfriend.
Yes. Outstanding comedy series.
So glad my wife doesn't watch the show. You care about ex-girlfriends, but you care about Cobra Kai? Because I've seen you cry over Cobra Kai. What did they get for writing?
Outstanding comedy series.
Comedy? There's nothing about Cobra Kai. It is a very sweet show. I would never think to put it in the comedy series.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Drama to me, but whatever. As long as I get a nod, that's great.
Who
are they up against?
I don't even know, but if I had to guess, it's like Blackish and the flight attendant and stuff like that.
Anything else we care about?
That's it. The one thing that the 2 shows that I'm sorry, go ahead.
This has nothing to do with genre, but did Kate Winslet get nodded for Mayor?
Yes.
I like that show. That was so fucking good. She was so amazing in it.
Yeah. Mayor is probably going to clean up.
Wawa pretzels all the time. In California, and fucking, we do have a few Wawas out near us and stuff, but they don't carry the fucking pretzels. Just like in Florida, they got Wawas, and every time I go see my mom, I get so excited because I'm like, the fucking pretzel. But in Florida, they're like, it's too hot for pretzels. So they don't got them and shit. But now I'm in Jersey, man. Fucking Wawa pretzels. I've already gained 10 pounds eating Wawa fucking pretzels. So I'm like, wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Yeah, I was a little upset that
Sponsored by Wawa Pretzels, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, Mythic Quest didn't get any love, and I love Mythic Quest, and neither did For All Mankind.
You watch Mythic Quest?
Yeah,
What is it about? I see it on Apple TV, but they've never done a good job of selling it to me. Same thing with they never did a good job of selling Ted Lasso to me. You're the one that made me watch Ted Lasso, and it changed my life. So maybe I'm missing something with Mythic Quest. I'm sleeping on it. What is it about?
Mythic Quest. It's a workplace comedy set in a video game developer's studio.
I'm out. No. Who's in it?
Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is sort of kind of the lead. And he also co-created it and, writes every fourth episode or whatever it is. But it has, I'm not going to say it has nothing to do with video games because it does, but it's not reliant upon your knowledge of video games.
We got another pisser, Mark.
Well, dude, call me when the shitters show up. The pissers, whatever.
Is it got a sweetness to it? It's got heart like Ted Lasso? Or is it just funny?
It's got a bit of both. It's got a bit of both. And they did this one episode about midway through the first season, which has nothing to do at all with the main drama. It's a pure standalone episode with Jake Johnson from New Girl / Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Kristen Milioti, who was in Palm Springs and the USS McAllister episode of Black Mirror.
That show on HBO that I watched a few episodes of.
Yeah. And it's just this pure standalone story about these two people, complete polar opposites. Like she's the queen of death and despair and all that. And he's a happy-go-lucky dude who just wants to make video games. And it's their relationship and how it sort of grows and twists and warps with success and with failure and how they as individuals survive it. And it's, 30 minutes long and it tells a complete life story. And it's incredibly well done, very, very sweet, incredibly funny. And the whole show kind of has that same vibe. It's not quite Ted Lasso, because Ted Lasso is also about hope in a way that Mythic Quest isn't. But I think they're kind of the same cloth in that I could give a shit about European football, but I love Ted Lasso. And I don't know anything about making video games at that level, but I kind of love this show.
High praise. I'm going to check it out. Ted Lasso drops next week, same time as Masters of the Universe. So I've seen Masters many times. I'll be watching Ted Lasso.
Indeed.
And cheering for Masters while I watch Ted Lasso and stuff. I can't wait. But you've actually done a better job of selling that show than they did. So I'll give it a chance next time I see it.
Dear Apple, give me some of your monies. Or just give me this shit for free.
They should fucking hire you as the spokesperson, man. But nobody wants to watch a 4-minute commercial, where you're just tell you about the episode and you deep dive like you do. But that's how you sell it to me. I'm fucking I'm in. Is that it for our Emmy news?
That's it for the Emmy news.
Congratulations to all those fucking winners.
Indeed. Our boy Matt Shackman, who he's not a boy and he's not ours, but he was on the show, so he's a friend of the pod.
way to fucking backtrack. He's the talented boy that did WandaVision, correct?
Indeed. And
a very fucking important job, I read.
He's making a Star Trek movie for JJ.
Yeah, he's making the next Star Trek. It's him. That's what happens. If you do good things, you get rewarded. Now go make WandaVision. Star Trek. That's awesome. Good for him, man. That WandaVision show is fucking dynamite, and he definitely had a lot to do with it and stuff. So I'm sure he'll do a great job with Star Trek. They say anything about the plot?
They said nothing about the plot, nor does anybody know about the cast. None of those guys.
Will JJ's kids be coming back?
Right. There's I don't think there are any deals at this point to retain them. There would all be brand new negotiations to get everybody back. And I don't know if you get everybody back, so it's unclear what the storyline for the movie is. I don't think it is any longer the time travel story that they had wanted to do where Chris Pine's Kirk.
Chris Hemsworth, right? He's going to
meet up and go on an adventure with his dad. I don't think that's happening anymore, but it's also unclear what this is going to be. But I hope to get everybody back.
You would need the cast, JJ's kids, to make that version. Tim's
JJ's boys.
A little 90s joke. Give it up for Robin Harris. Yeah, man, good for him. Matt Shackman killing it and shit.
Absolutely. A little bit of casting news. Unclear what he's going to be playing, but Antonio Banderas is now going to be in Indiana Jones 5.
Oh, fucking A. All right. Puss in Boots. I mean, he's done many fucking things, but
Also, Puss in Boots. I mean, you know.
I saw a photo of Phoebe Waller-Bridge on set today on the internet. That got me excited. Not because I'm like fucking Phoebe Waller-Bridge, although I do like her very much. Her outfit got me excited, and not that I'm a wardrobe fiend, but it indicated a time period that I might have been alive for. So all of the Raiders of the Lost Ark movies, like, you know, all happened before I'm born and shit. But this one looks like it happens late 60s, early 70s. Am I incorrect?
There's at least some piece of that where, I had heard like late 60s, but if it even broaches into pre-disco, I'm here for that.
Oh, you ain't kidding. Well, actually, like I was born August 1970, so that means I was conceived November 69. So there's a good chance I'm in the movie. But just in my mom's stomach at that point and shit. Or in my dad's nutsack.
Excellent. Yes. The winter of love, as we call November of 69.
Mark, when I'm alive for them. Like I enjoyed Mad Men, but when they finally got to like 1970, I was like, all right, everybody shut up. I'm alive now.
Maybe you'll catch me in the back of that screen.
Maybe they'll reference me. What else we got?
Speaking of photos snapped on a set, we did get a look at some Flashpoint set photography that very excitingly featured a certain Batmobile that belonged to a certain Michael Keaton.
Oh, we're seeing graphics. I'm seeing them on my screen, but I don't know if you guys see them on your screen. Can you put them up here in the castle? If not, kids, you're missing out because fuck. It's a picture of the Tim Burton Batmobile. The Batmobile, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Oh, there's the screen. There you can see. Look at that shit, man. What else? Give us the other pictures, Banff Man. Look at you're seeing backstage on Banff Man with his green screen and shit. And his side camera. Good thing he has his shirt on. JC usually works shirtless as well. Look at the Batcave. They're recreating it with a lot of green.
Yeah.
Wow, man. It's 1989 all over again. Is that it? Any other pictures?
There was a picture of Supergirl, who I can't remember the actress playing Supergirl.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Right on. I've heard rumors that she is like, you know, since this is, of course, the multiverse, that she's not standing in for Henry Cavill, but in this universe, it's a Supergirl, not Superman. I've heard.
Everything's coming up multiverses.
Really is, man. Like, talk about like one idea in the fucking water and the environment or something like that up in the ether. Like studios or both comic book companies making movies are like, oh yeah, now it's time to show the weirdness and shit. Like it's so. Is the bug back? Where? I don't want to kill him, but
Other arm.
oh my God, that means he's in me now. Don't kill him. Don't kill him, Ern. Just get him out of here. Take him outside. Give it up for Ernie, everybody. Castle Keeper. Bug Saver, Ernie O'Donnell. Ernie got off stage and was like, day one of the show.
Just put him in a vice. Just let it go. Just let it go. Just shh. Be quiet. Just go ahead, fly. It'll be all right.
What else? What were we talking about, or where are we going next?
We are next going to a little bit of news on a television program that I had worked on called The Continental.
That's the show is set in John Wick land, the Wickiverse.
It is indeed. When I was working on it, it was supposed to be a TV series. We had broken 8 episodes. We began writing them. And then the powers that be decided that it would now become 3 90-minute TV movies, which will now be directed, the first and last, by Albert Hughes, one of the famed Hughes brothers.
Brothers, there's an Alan and Albert Hughes from Hell.
Indeed. From Hell, and Albert had done Book of Eli. They did, both of them did Dead Presidents back in the day. I think that was their big blow up.
Menace to Society, was that theirs?
I believe it was too. They've had a very good run.
They've been around for a minute.
Indeed.
But if not on this, just one of them.
Just one of them. And if the boys and girls at home don't know, The Continental is set 40 years before the events of the John Wick movies against the backdrop of New York in the 1970s. And it's going to follow, or it's said to follow.
That in the 1970s?
You were around for that.
My attention now because I'm live during the show. So wait a second. The idea is this is the Wickiverse before Wick.
Yes. It is a prequel. And according to the Hollywood Reporter, which I cannot confirm nor deny their plot information, the series is said to follow a much younger version of Winston, the character played by Ian McShane on the big screen. And in the prequel, Winston is a hitman who creates a safe haven for unsavory characters like himself, namely the Continental.
Oh, right on. Does that sound like what you were working on?
It does. It does not seem like they are far off. I cannot confirm nor deny.
Is it the same, like, since you guys were working on a series and it becomes like a series of TV movies instead, it's not like they're like, we're throwing all that shit out and starting from scratch. They used all the shit that you guys worked on, or you don't know?
I don't know, but if I had to guess, it's just a matter of synthesizing, of saying you were going to do 8 hours and now we're going to do 5 hours. And so what of this is, where along the line can we end the story? How much of it do we need to tell the story? But you don't get to have all of it. So start cutting fat and occasionally meat and muscle. So if I had to guess, they just truncated it. Probably the first half of what would have been the entire series. Totally a guess. I don't know anything. They call all my shit.
They're like, Bernard and fuck him, cut it.
We don't need that fucking guy. Get him the fuck out of here.
When's that? Who's doing that show? You know?
That'll be Stars. Lionsgate is the studio, and Stars will be the network.
Right on. All right. Well, we got a minute before that happens. What else is going
on? That is it from the news front, my friend.
You're kidding. Really?
The week was all about Loki, dude. Everybody was easy, ready to clear out. Clear the fucking trap. We're talking about Loki.
That's true. Very true. Hey, Banff man, what are the folks online saying? Did we miss anything?
Banff. It doesn't look like there's no, it feels like we haven't missed anything online.
I mean, the only thing we did miss, and I was reminded very acutely by the music that was playing in the SMODCASTLE as I was waiting to join the fun, that the great Biz Markie passed away.
That's true. We lost Biz Markie at age 57. Is that it?
Yeah. Complication of diabetes.
Yeah. Not dissimilar from the way my father passed away. One of my favorite rappers when I was a kid. You got
what I need.
But you say
he's just a friend.
You say he's just a friend.
Oh, baby, you
got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. You say he's just a friend.
Oh, baby, you.
So why didn't you pick others?
I think old school fans. He had another track called Pickin' Boogers from back in the day. The fucking booger. That's right. The track Pickin' Boogers. We used to love that in high school. Oh, let him go. He's got a right to life. He just wants to be he wants to. Hey, Banff man, what's up?
We did I think it was this week we saw that Deadpool little teaser commercial. I didn't actually watch it, but people in the chat are talking about it. Like Deadpool's in the MCU. He's talking to
Blue Chew,
Taika Waititi's character.
Yeah, it was a commercial for Free Guy, with a trailer reaction where they got Taika, who's in Free Guy, to sit next to Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. And
can I add a little perspective to that?
Please do.
Can I grab on to a little of their glory, their shine?
By all means.
Well, fuck, I was about to say something I shouldn't. There's an AD that I know an assistant director. I don't know what project he's working on right now, but I talk to him like every day. And his name is Shane, and Shane was the AD on that spot.
Really?
He showed a picture. He was like, I was like talking about the fucking. I was like, anybody see the Free Guy spot with Ryan Reynolds? And he was like, oh, you mean this? And he pulled up a picture of him sitting next to Deadpool, where Korg was sitting in the spot. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you did that spot? He's like, yeah. He's going, I work with Ryan. I've worked with him a few times. And he's number one, he goes, he's very nice like you. And I was like, well, he's got me beat because he's fucking Canadian, man. They just come out the chute super like, sorry, so real nice and stuff. But he was like, this is what I found incredibly charming. Because I was like, that's him in the suit? And he's like, yeah. And he was in full fucking suit. He had the mask on and everything. And I was like, I mean, you could literally put anyone in that suit and just dub the line. He goes, he loves doing it. So he puts on the suit and he fucking did it. And then after they did the spot, and he's like, we shot 10 different scripts. Like, he's just happy to do each one. I was like, can he see out of the mask? And like, totally, but the pieces pop out. So if he needs to breathe and stuff like that, they pop him in and just goes through all the spots. And then he said, but like a lot of the lines that were in the final spot, like came later on. He's like, we didn't even record some of those jokes. I guess he thought of them later on. And the ability you have with the character like Deadpool is you can replace all the fucking dialogue because there's no moving lips or something like that.
Right.
So he said that like they shot all the spots, and then after he was done, he's still in costume. So he was like, give me the shout outs. And he did a list of like shout outs to sick kids. Hey, this is Deadpool, feel better, and a funny joke and shit like that. Super fucking sweet. He's going on to hour 3 wearing the fucking suit. And he goes, like, I'm wearing the suit. So if anybody like wants to take pictures, like, and the whole fucking crew got to come up and take pictures with the dude. And it's him wearing the fucking suit. He could literally hire somebody to wear the suit and just stand off camera and be like, I'm Deadpool. But he's fucking literally sitting there wearing the suit. I was so impressed by that work ethic, man. I thought that was really fucking cool. Give it up for Ryan Reynolds. What a good guy.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Because if season 1 of The Mandalorian has taught us anything, is that yes, anyone could be in the suit.
Yeah, but not anyone could be in that suit. Takes a spin. My God, this fucker's still right here. Look at him. He's so fascinated by this show. Don't get defensive. He rose up like, I'm gonna let him sit right there. That spot looks good though. That was a funny spot, and that actually looks good. It's finally coming out after all this stuff.
It is August, I believe.
I asked Shane, I was like, was fucking Korg there? And he goes, what are you, stupid? And I was like, so Taika wasn't there. You can, obviously it's a big CG character and he could do his voice anywhere and stuff. But Ryan is there wearing the suit.
Ryan shows up to play.
Ryan Reynolds fucking will wear the suit. Taika Waititi will not wear the fucking suit. It exists. What else we got?
Well, we got our second ad. The first ad was about getting it hard. The second ad is about getting them smooth.
Oh, kids, that means we're done with the news. Give it up for Mark Bernard, and he gave you the news. You're missing this whole like fucking triumph of the spirit moment here, Mark. This fucking bug will not be denied. I don't know what he wants, but I'm half tempted to just cut my hand open and feed him the blood.
Australian dung beetle.
Who is the you got what I need.
He's just coming and he won't stop. Don't do it, Ern. Don't. But a little piece of paper. No, don't. He won't jump on that. He's threatened by the sword of power. Yeah, see if you can get him again. Don't kill him. This is bad luck.
The other one outside.
This. I thought it was the same one.
No.
There's another one? What the fuck kind of place you running here, Ern?
Letting all these people in.
I'm fucking going on Yelp. I'm seeing bugs
all over SMODCASTLE.
I'm looking at nature documents taking place in Jersey right now.
Responsible for the second half of this bullshit, Mark? Who's paying?
The second half of this bullshit is paid for the good folks at Manscaped.
Oh, we love Manscaped, ladies and gentlemen. Manscaped makes your dick look presentable, for heaven's sakes, and it makes your balls smell good. What's the website that we're sending them to as we speak about this?
We are sending them to manscaped.com and use the code FATMAN20 to get 20% off plus free shipping with the code FATMAN20 at manscaped.com.
Can you believe there was a time in human history where they didn't give a fuck what your fucking pubes look like? Now, thanks to the good folks at Manscaped, we could do that. We could get up and be like, this shit's out of control. And you could put a comb through it, put a fucking razor through it, a shaver, electric shaver that works on your head. Mark even uses it on his head. Is that correct?
I did. I touched myself up today before I came on the camera, although I didn't know we were doing robe casual, so I maybe didn't need to.
It's always robe casual, man. That shaver, gentle enough for your nuts, strong enough for your fucking head, man. That's what Manscaped brings to you. That and ball toner. Do you ever think you'd fucking use that in your life? You'll never stop once you start putting it on, man. I took some of that ball toner. I was like, yeah, bullshit. Rubbed it in my balls. I was like, why? That I feel like a man today. I feel fresh. My wife was just like, your balls look much toner. It's like, thank you. Thank the good folks at Manscaped. I'm sure they have proper copy there, Mark. What are they telling us?
They do. I will again read their scintillating copy. And again, it's dirtier than you'd think it would be for an ad. The sun's out, bums are out, but hopefully your pubes are not out.
Is that a thing? Do people go to the beach and pull their pubes out to the side to be like,
Maybe you got too much bush for your Speedo and shit's creeping out the side. You don't want that. So thank you, Manscaped. Also, flip-flop season is upon us.
Or here's something. Don't wear a fucking Speedo. They're not a sponsor, so fuck them. But if you're going to wear a Speedo, you're goddamn right you need some fucking Manscaped, man. They'll take care of you. They'll pull all that unwanted hair out of there, man. This ain't none of that depilatory nonsense. This is good old-fashioned cutting hairs, ladies and gentlemen, right next to your dick and balls.
Right
Sounds, well, it is.
to your dick and balls.
There's a little bit of adventure to every fucking time you use the Manscaped product. You don't know what's going to happen down there. And then when you're finished, you're like, oh, what a relief. Manscaped, the adventure.
They also, and I'm only going to say this because this is the thing they're pushing, because I don't want to get in the way of Manscaped the Adventure, because this sounds like the best choose your own adventure book I've ever read. But they've also launched 2.0 shears for nail grooming, because you don't want your fucking flip-flop season is upon us and you don't want those post-pandemic toenails carving people up on the beach.
So it is for nails. I was like, what are dick nails? Like, what is this? I didn't know about this.
That is a completely different condition.
Now, Manscaped's like, we're not just about your balls. We like your fingertips, too. They're making you where you clip your toenails. That's pretty sweet. Good for them.
Absolutely.
Is that what we're promoting?
We're promoting their Performance Package 4.0, which includes the new Lawnmower 4.0, which, again, for your bald hair and your head hair if you want. And then you've also got the fucking Weed Whacker to chop the worst weeds up your nose and in your ear. And then Crop Preserver, boom. And then the new shears, which take care of your luxury 4-piece nail kit featuring tempered steel tools and tweezers and round point scissors and fingernail clippers and a grit nail file, man. Just fucking get everything sorted on your body to take your clothes off and show people without shame. Manscaped.
You really put it on Front Street. This is like advertising for dummies. You're like, this is for when you take your clothes off. Look hairy and stupid. But you're right. You're absolutely right. Where do we send them, Mark? How can they get this fucking amazing deal?
You can get 20% off plus free shipping with the code FATMAN20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code FATMAN20 at manscaped.com. Tame that summer swamp in your pants with Manscaped.
I'm fucking stealing that line, man. Totally going home after the show. I'm going to tell my wife, tame that swamp in my pants. Go back to your SMODCASTLE and jerk off. I was like, I already did that.
And the flies showed up.
Yes, the bugs looked at. We thank the good folks at Manscaped for sponsoring Fat Man Beyond, man. Wonderful company that still believes in our show.
Indeed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we come to that point in the evening everybody fucking loves, man. This is where we do the Q&A of it all. This is where we find out what you're thinking and do that. And last week we did it, and normally when we do it in California, we give out prizes and shit. Last week was the first time we did it here at SMODCASTLE, and we didn't give out prizes because we were like fucking running late on that show with another show afterwards and stuff. But now, like, we're fucking at a leisurely pace. It's, fucking only 10:30 and shit like that. So I think we could do prizes for this one, man. Like some shit.
You got some shit?
I do. I got some. I think I do got some shit. Hey, Castle Keeper Ernie O'Donnell. There he is. Castle Keeper Ernie O'Donnell, ladies and gentlemen. That trunk in the back, like the bucket thing.
That's the back of all the Josh's gear, that one?
Into the mic or they can't hear
The
it.
one that's in back of Josh's gear, that one, yes.
Yeah, the one that we're going to have to climb
yes,
to get to.
Exactly.
Can you open that and grab
what do you want?
a shirt, one of the plastic figurines as well,
From,
and then don't say what, and then one other thing. There's some other things.
yeah, how many you want? How much stuff?
We just need three questions.
Give me a second.
Sweet, man. Look at Ernie's all over that. All right, so we'll have some cool shit to give away. These are props, one-of-a-kind props. Normally we give away tickets to things or premiums and stuff like that, but we got a bunch of props from Yoga Hosers backstage. The audience just left, Mark.
Just give them money. Give them a $20 bill each.
Yeah, they're like, I paid $50. You're gonna give me a fucking Yoga Hosers treat? Fuck this. All right, so let's
Should we do an online question first?
I think that's so smart. Hey, Banff man, why don't you come in here and help us out?
Hey,
I
wanted to say something real quick to all the people in chat asking if I have a white do-rag on. It's not. It's a baseball hat. I was wearing it backwards. And so chat for like 10 minutes on YouTube was like, can we get a Fat Man Beyond do-rag? I'd buy that. It would go well with my Jeff's Kiss shirt. So I had to address this.
Let's get that fucking going. A Fat Man Beyond do-rag. I'll wear one if you'll wear one.
I won't.
I heard it fucked up backstage. It's got to be a positive. Hopefully it was about our show. Okay, Banff man, do me a favor and pick a question from the folks online before we open it up to the real live folks right here at this podcast.
All right, we had a lot of good ones tonight, but my favorite was from Old MC Money, who wanted to know, or who said, it's my 42nd birthday, and my question is, what hero or villain would you have plan your birthday bash? Who are your top 3 invitees, and who would bring the best gift?
Wow.
I'm gonna take a fucking 9-part question.
In triplicate.
Let's break it down piece by piece. Go ahead. First part again.
Who would you want to plan your birthday?
All right, hold on. I want to plan my birthday. Professor Xavier, because he'll know exactly what I want. He'll be like, to me, my X-Men, and he'll fucking read my mind and be like, oh my God. All right, kids, guess what he wants. So he'll know exactly how to get it right. What's the second part?
Who are your top 3 invitees?
Well, not Batman. He's depressing. He's good in a fight, but not at a fucking party and shit. Although you could invite Bruce Wayne, he could pay for it. Who's good at a party? Not the Sandman. He's a little emo. The Creeper. DC's the Creeper. That fucker seems like he'd be a lot of fun at a party, man. At the very least, he's like got the outfit and shit. Tony Stark. Always enjoyable. Plus rich. Fuck Bruce Wayne. Rich and funny, so you get a life of the party kind of guy and stuff. Sometimes party's a little too much, if you remember the comics. And then my third, Stan Lee. You know, in a world where we're fucking making the fanciful happen, fuck yeah, that'd be amazing. Because the whole time he'd be like, you know, you'd fucking be just thriving on fucking Tony Stark and digging what he's saying. Then periodically Stan would be like, I co-created him and shit like that. And then what was the other part? Third part of the question.
Who's gonna bring the best gift?
I literally stopped the show to think about it. As if it mattered or something. I was like, now hold on. Who would bring the best gift? Zatanna. You know, she's magical. So at the end of the day, she'd come with nothing and be like, I'm going to read your mind. Poof. And I'm like, holy shit, a 12-inch dick. Thank you. How did you know? She's like, you talked about it on podcasts for 10 years. What about you, Mark?
I had to start writing things down so I didn't forget them. Who throws my party? Who do I want to plan it? Sandman. He would plan the party of my dreams, and he would also throw that bitch wherever we wanted to have it. What plane of existence would I like to be on? I'd like to be on fucking, I don't know, Bottle City of whatever, Candor. Let's do that shit.
Make sure you know where you're going before you pick the place for the party. You're like the Bottle City or whatever.
You're like, no.
All right.
Yeah, Bottle City of Camden. No, we don't want the Bottle City of Camden.
The most feared city in the deep universe. Lex Luthor has stolen the Bottle City of Camden, and Superman's like, go ahead.
It's all yours, man.
Don't drop it. You're good.
My attendees, I feel like Thor is a good time at a party. Like some ale.
Breaks every fucking glass. Shababa! You know.
It's all
like
dream glass, man. It's not my house. We're at a Chuck E. Cheese in my dreams. That's fine. Zatanna, because again, you need tricks. You need a fucking magician at your party. What kind of party you having without magic tricks?
Absolutely. Nobody wants a clown. That's the Joker.
Indeed. And Iron Man, because again, he's Batman without the angst. Will bring amazing fucking gifts and can pay for it all if Dream can't make that happen. If Dream won't cover the check in Dream money, then Iron Man can pick it up.
Totally. And also, it's like he knows people too. So, you know, you'd be like, I don't have many people on the guest list. He's like, here's mine.
Seriously.
Like, two and shit.
He rolls heavy.
Bamf.
What's the last question?
Bamf Man has.
I've got some answers for this one. I was thinking more like, I'm too old for this, but if it was like my 21st birthday, I think Lobo would plan a great 21st birthday bash. And I think the invitees, Human Torch, Green Lantern, and Lando Calrissian. I feel like they'd all just be great at a party.
Why Lando?
He just seems like a party guy. Colt 45, just like, he seems like he knows how to have a good time.
You just want Billy D. Williams. You don't actually want Lando Calrissian.
Probably. It had to be a fictional character. And also, I also think Tony Stark would bring the best gift because, you know, he said to Pepper Potts, oh, buy yourself something nice for your birthday. I already did. So we just get to pick whatever we wanted if Tony was buying our gift. He can't be bothered.
Check your bank account. It's got $1 million extra dollars. You're like, everyone, how weird. Everybody wants Tony Stark to come to their party.
Yeah, well, because he's like the one hero we've seen throw parties.
Actually, and really it comes down to, I just want Robert Downey Jr. to come to my party. Which is probably like easier to get away with than fucking Iron Man and shit like that. Like, I don't know that he would ever come to a party, but he exists in the real world. I met him and shit. But everyone tells me like he'd never go to your house. I was like, why? Like, it smells like weed 4 blocks away.
I mean, his house smells like alpacas, so I don't know what the difference is.
No, his house smells like money, bro. Marvel money. His house smells like Kevin Feige because it's all Kevin Feige's money.
Oh.
All right, we've earned Castle Keeper Ernie O'Donnell. Come join us, please. Give it up for Castle Keeper Ernie O'Donnell, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo-hoo.
Ernie went and got us some fucking prizes, and very nice selection. Yeah, I see. This is what it, yeah, this is nice.
That's
I think that's
awesome.
top.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
That's awesome, right?
Fucking A, right.
That'll be top gift.
Yeah.
And then this, give me
this-
one that's not this one, but like the plastic ones, the styrofoam ones.
Oh, okay.
That's
Too difficult. Too
Too
high.
high end.
Too high. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, fuck these people. Like this. Save that for one of them $75 shows and shit. Okay, kids. When he goes and gets the other thing, I'll while he goes and gets the other thing, we'll go into this. What we have here is the first person that asks a question is going to win this, which is the Terry Fox Prep exercise outfit from the fucking world famous gymnasium scene from Yoga Hosers, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a screen worn costume. Some young teenager wore this in the motion picture, and it will now be yours. And you could either wear it because it's totally wearable, or you could put it up online. Good luck on eBay. I tried to sell Yoga Hosers the movie on eBay, and it didn't work. So I don't know if you'll be able to sell that. But that's what we're going to go for first. For the first question, this is what you're going to win right here. Sized adult small. So
Who's got a dog who would like to wear this?
good luck squeezing into it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go, Ern. Pick, we can put the lights on, and you could pick the person we're going to talk to.
Oh, I see it. Wait, you know what? This. How big is that?
This
Small?
size small, but you know what? They're asking me to keep you on camera, so stay like in front of
The big burly guy right there.
If I was you, I'd be like, "Fuck you, little scrawny guy over there."
There you go.
Rick Darris, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what's your name? You go bring a mic to him. Don't just
Motherfucker,
fucking
you just
stare
said
at him and shit.
you said stay in front of camera, motherfucker.
He's right. I did say that.
I can. Hi, Mark.
How about do me a favor? As Josh is struggling to get you, turn your back to the wall. There you go. And even though you're talking to me, address it to the camera so they can look at you. But when I give you the answer, you can look at me. It won't be creepy like this, where you're looking over there. So
When I tell you, just look at me. Look at me.
losers, look at me. Look at the camera and give me your question. I'm going to look at you on the monitor right here. Go ahead.
All right. With Moon Knight and Blade coming back into the MCU, what do you think is going to happen with Werewolf by Night? My favorite D-lister in the Marvel universe. I'm hoping the Marvel horrors become a. And how do you think he'll be treated?
All right, look at me. Look at me. Okay, I actually happen to have like a little fucking inside fucking dope on this, man. Like, as you were asking the question, I was like, what am I gonna do with that? But then I was like, I could fucking, we can get on comic book resources and comicbook.com with a little piece of fucking news that I've never talked about before. But since I'm answering your question, I think it's appropriate. So I don't know if many folks remember, but 2 years ago when we announced, hey, we're going to be doing Masters of the Universe, which is now about to happen, we also announced, hey, we're going to be doing Howard the Duck over at Hulu. Remember that?
Yes.
So for a red hot minute, I was working on Howard the Duck. And before Dave got involved, he was my co on it, and he was really the guy that ran the thing. He was from Adult Swim and shit. Absolute fucking genius. But when it was just me, when Jeff Loeb was like, hey, man, he called me up and he goes, I think you'd be good for Howard the fucking Duck. That was when Jeff was running Marvel Television. So I was like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, my God, that'd be so much fun. I reached out to Walter Flanagan from Comic Book Men and Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. And I was like, hey, man, fucking Howard the Duck. They're going to let me do Howard the Duck. So, like, I'm going to fucking take a stab at, like, all the fucking 70s characters, man. Like, obviously, not allowed to play with, like, you know, big Marvel. The bug hit you, right? That bug fucking went right to your face. It's crazy, these fucking Leonardo bugs. They're like, fuck you. So I was like, I'm gonna line up all the best of the 70s fucking Marvel horror comic characters. I said, who should we get and stuff? So Walt was giving suggestions, and of course, Werewolf by Night was absolutely on the list. So
Nice.
in my head, as I started building my season, I was like, all right, episode 5, Werewolf by Night. The idea of our story was, Howard trapped here, and he was trying to get a hold of the pages from the Darkhold, which would allow him to kind of go back. So when they did the Darkhold on WandaVision, I was like, holy shit, man, we were going to do that. So there's Howard, as I'm laying it out. And then I go into Jeff and I'm like, okay, so this is what I want to do. I want to use this character, this character, this character. And I want to use Werewolf by Night. And that's when they were like, you can't use, and I can't list all the characters, but since you asked about it, they said this, and you can't use Werewolf by Night. And I was like, why? And they were like, because the movie division is using Werewolf by Night. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what are they using? He goes, I don't know, but Kevin, please never tell anybody that I told you that. So does that mean Werewolf by Night is going to pop up in fucking Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness? Likely not. But it means that the movie division was like, all of these characters, you're not allowed to touch because we are going to be using them as we delve deeper into Marvel horror. Now, mind you, this was like 2 fucking years ago and stuff. But yeah, for that reason, I wasn't allowed to go near Werewolf by Night. So that to me says, I'm not saying like they're planning it right now, but somebody somewhere important was like, you're not allowed to play with that action figure. We've got plans for that one. So
I hope so.
fingers crossed. Sooner or later, we'll see. All right. And look what you won, man. Give it up for him. He won that Yoga Hosers outfit.
Yeah, what he said.
It's small, so be very careful with the. You went and you saw Yoga Hosers at Fathom Events? Oh my God. Pin that shit to your wall, man. That's going to be amazing. Fucking A. Look at that. It's gone to an actual Yoga Hosers witness.
Fucking A.
Don't really call them fans. It's like, I saw it. That's what I get a lot of. All right.
Come on.
Question 2. Castle Keeper Ernie O'Donnell. Pick somebody.
Oh, hold on, man.
Look at him hustling. How about you turn, and how are you, good sir? Face the back of the room where Josh is. Oh, look at that shot. And I'm in it still. Soft in the back. Look at this shit. Now, yeah, pull to them.
Ooh.
Wait until this is very cinematic. So hold on them, and Josh. Then I'm gonna. I'll give you a cue to pull to me. Ready? All right, Ernie. You and what's your name? Question asker.
David.
Ernie and David. Here, we'll do a quick scene. You go. David. You go. I love you. Ernie. You go. But what about your husband? And David, you go, fuck him. And then Josh, rack to me.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Ready? And action.
I love you. But what about your husband?
Oh, fuck him.
See, this is the kind of shit that I need when I direct my short. This is what I really want to just fucking soak up.
Yes. This is what you're missing. All right. On to your question, David. What would you like to know?
I can't believe I was directed by Kevin Smith. First off, let's just get that out of the way.
Now your career is ruined. You ask Justin Long, he'll tell you, man.
Okay, so my question is let's combine where we are right now, birthplace of Clerks,
Yes.
with what's coming out next week, July 23rd, Master of the Universe.
Hell
okay?
yeah. Ted Lasso.
So let's take the main characters of Clerks and Rick Garris, and which characters from He-Man are they most similar to?
Oh, fucking good question. You know what that's going to win you? A Bratzi. Now, we made a bunch of these Bratzis to stand in on set. So this was a stand-in Bratzi, man.
Is that the scale, Kev, for you?
This is the what?
Is that the scale for you?
Yeah, that's my dick size
Thank
right
you.
there. Yes. Modeled after me. He's got a little wiener. He's painted. He's all yours for that good question. Now you can face me now. Yeah. In fact, you can sit down. You're blocking my shot. Get the fuck out of my shot. Let's see. Okay, He-Man, Prince Adam. Well, wow, I was gonna say, all right, Prince Adam, Dante. He-Man, Randall. Elias, Orko.
No.
Jay and Silent Bob.
Cringer and Battlecat.
I was gonna say Man at Arms and Battle Cat, but yeah, I guess so. Although they don't seem wizened enough to be those characters. Hold on, let me take it back. Elias, not Orko. Jay and Silent Bob, Orko. The two of them are cute enough to fucking and idiotic enough to, and bad at magic enough to be Orko. That would mean Elias is Roboto, and then Veronica would be Tila, who I'm pretty sure is in our series. Trying to think who else. I guess I covered most of the main characters. I mean, Ernie's here, so Rick Darris.
Caitlin Bree.
And Caitlin Bree, you're right. Caitlin Bree, the sorceress. Sadly, we lost Lisa. So she's a spiritual being, not quite like the sorceress. And then Rick Darris, who drives a Trans Am in He-Man?
Ram Man?
Stratos. I'd make him Stratos. Yeah. What about you, Mark? Or does Mark get a shot?
Not really. Like, what?
Mark goes, not really. This is a good question and a halfway decent answer. Give it up for David. He won a Broxy.
Yeah, I don't want to be responsible for anybody getting that tiny dick.
Ernie carrying him over by the dick, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. People really win at SMODCASTLE.
Bamf.
Oh, FatMan has joined in. Something important must be happening. What is that, Bamf?
I just want to point out we've probably done close to 300 FatMan Beyonds, and I think that's the first nudity that we've had on the show.
First, but not the last. I'm going to go dick out at the end of the show. Okay, our third question asker, ladies and gentlemen, is going to win this one-of-a-kind Marvel Knights Filofax. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This came straight from the 90s, from the good folks at Marvel Knights, Joe Quesada, Jimmy Palmiotti. Look at it. It's got a pad in it for like back in the day when we used to write things down, ladies and gentlemen. And it's embossed in leather or pleather, whatever this may be. It says Marvel Knights right there. So if you like your Marvel history, if you like your Daredevil and shit like that, this is the Filofax to have. If you've been like, man, oh man, it's been 20 years since I've seen a Filofax. Now's your chance to own one. Pick a girl. You're always picking dudes.
I am all over it. I had her pre-picked already.
Such a sausage party.
Should I stand?
Oh yes.
Look at her. She knows better than you. She's like, let's look at the camera.
Check my ass out, motherfucker.
What's your name, my friend?
Tara.
Everyone give it up to Tara. She's asking questions. All right, Tara, it's a weird setup, but you look into that camera and you talk to me and somehow I'll respond. It's like Zoltar and Big.
So for both of you as filmmakers, if you had to direct and create a porno between an Avenger and a Justice League, who would you choose?
Number one, that definitely wins this. You notice we had two dudes and they asked geeky questions, and then the ladies like, what about sex? Okay, so it's a porno, and I got to pick an Avenger and a Leaguer. Justice Leaguer and shit. Just us. Nudity. All right. Mike Zapsik from Comic Book Men very quietly and creepily from the audience answered the question. I don't pick for anybody but himself, but he was like, Black Widow and Zatanna. That's why I don't even think you heard the question. You're just saying shit out loud. I always wanted to see them fuck. That's why they canceled the fucking show, Mike. Okay. Let's see. Who do I want to see fuck? Because that's the thing. It's like basically it's got to be two people you want to see fuck. And you want to see something like fucking spectacular and shit. Like not just like, fucking two girls. You can see that on fucking, YouTube and shit. Not YouTube, but fucking Pornhub. You want something like fucked up, man. Like you want like The Thing was an Avenger once, wasn't he? Ben Grimm.
I think everybody was an Avenger once.
I'd like to see him fuck. I want to see that big rock fucking cock of his. So you got Ben Grimm, The Thing, and who's he fucking? He's got to be Justice Leaguer. All right, so I did my Marvel quota, and so for DC, who's gonna take that? Oh, all right. I fucking, you know what? It's gonna be colorful, and it's gonna be hot, but heads up, it's going to be a little gay as well. We got The Thing. We got Martian Manhunter. Orange and green, man. And he gets to change shapes and shit like that. So we get a bunch of people with John Jones, right? He could look like Martian Manhunter. He could look like fucking Black Widow and Zatanna, so Mike can jerk off and be happy. He could look like a few ex-girlfriends of mine just to mix it up and shit like that. And then finish hard in his natural form or something. When he comes, he's like, oh, and he speaks like Haram Mir and shit like that. That's what I'm picking. What about you, Mark?
At first I went very fucking vanilla.
I'm going to interrupt you. I got a little fucking hard describing that.
I could tell. There was a robe flutter. I could tell there was some business happening. At first I went vanilla. At first I was like, wow, fucking Thor and Wonder Woman. That makes sense, right? Cool, I'd watch that. Boring. And then I was like, we're calling this movie It Ain't Easy Coming Green. And it's The Incredible Hulk and Green Lantern.
Oh! That is good because you're going to get all sorts of Hulk cock close-up action.
Yeah, and toys like you wouldn't believe.
It's just wish fulfillment. With Green Lantern's like, what do you want to fuck?
Or what do you want to fuck you?
Your mitt.
There's a giant locomotive coming right for the Hulk's anus.
That's true, man. The Hulk would be like, Hulk smash. Fucking Hulk get railed.
Run a train on Hulk.
Rail Hulk to death. So very hot, man. That definitely deserves this. Give it up for her, ladies and gentlemen.
Bamf.
Oh boy.
Bamf.
What you got, Bamf, man?
My favorite one in chat comes from the Twitch channel, which is Raxo228, said Swamp Thing and Clayface.
That's some messy shit.
I guess
shit,
those
right?
are both DC. Wait a minute. He bent the rules. Never mind.
Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing would be kind of cool, like plant on plant shit.
Or a Man Thing, right?
Great for a vegan. I'm sorry. Fuck all you people, but as a vegan, that got me very excited. In fact, I'm going to text my daughter about it right now.
Yeah, so many leaves.
That's all the questions we got. So when we do the news and then we do the questions, that's basically all the show we got. You got anything left, Mark?
The tank is empty, my friend.
It really, really is. And that's always a good sign. We, of course, will be back next week. Mark won't be here, although he won't be here for a fucking wonderful reason. Always spend time with mom, kids. Griffin Newman, Orko from Masters of the Universe, and of course, Arthur from The Tick on Amazon will be joining us for Fat Man Beyond. Tickets are on sale right now at smodcastle.com. The Jeff's Kiss t-shirt, ladies and gentlemen, it's on sale right now. If I was smart, I would have brought a bunch here to the theater, but I'm not smart, ladies and gentlemen. I remember there was a big box, and I took a shirt for myself, and I felt so clever at that moment. It wasn't until I was here going, like, everyone should buy one, and I was like, I could have sold them. So they're available at jayandsilentbob.com. You can pick them up there. Mark, you sell things. Where would you like to send people to sell things?
I do occasionally sell things. One can go to Amazon.com and or Comixology.com to get a hold of my new graphic novel, Adora in the Distance, which is currently available for download and sale. And if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get to read it for free. It don't cost you anything extra. Or embattledclothing.com, which is where I have my fancy t-shirts. They are not Jeff's Kiss worthy, but they're pretty good. I'll take them.
Yeah, don't fucking compete with our t-shirt this week, man.
Then never mind.
Fucking, you ain't selling t-shirts this week. That's a wonderful notice in case folks haven't seen. We talked about last week. There was a THR piece, and I saw another piece this week as well. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. And we are now officially nominated for a Harvey Award.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for digital book of the year. So I feel pretty good about that.
Very, very, very cool, man. Congratulations. Way to fucking bury the lead and hold that to the end and shit.
Well, I was wrong. There was a little bit left in the tank.
Yeah, apparently, just a little bit. Just when you thought Mark had put it all the way in, he's like 6 more inches. Hopefully you folks at home have had a good time. Hopefully you folks here at SMODCASTLE, you enjoy yourself this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot thank you enough for coming out, man. This was a dream come true, the SMODCASTLE thing of ours that we're doing here. And doing FatMan Beyond here twice so far has been absolutely wonderful. We'll continue this all throughout the summer as well. We'll keep doing the show on the weekends and stuff. I'm busy during the week, but during the weekends, we'll be able to do the show. On Monday, don't forget, big announcement about the shit that we're working on. And so look for that. We'll be talking about that next week on the show. But please give it up for the guy who makes sure that everyone at home gets to watch, not just people here in the theater, and then chimes in from time to time with interesting factoids. Banff man himself, JC Rutenberg. Give it up for the man who fucking went and got the prizes real quick and then picked the questioners and shit like that, and make sure that everyone's comfortable and that the fucking toilet's working so that everybody can take a shit. Make sure everyone's comfy and shit. Make sure everyone gets in here from Quick Stop. The beautiful thing about SMODCASTLE is people buy drinks and snacks over at Quick Stop and shit, and it's Ernie's job to make sure like everybody getting in the theater, it's time to do the show and shit. Give it up for casting keeper Ernie O'Donnell. We got Wayne on the door. He's the one who got you in here. Give it up for Wayne, ladies and gentlemen. You saw him before, the human mic stand, but he does so much more for us, man. He's back there making sure that everyone can hear us and whatnot. Give it up for Christian, ladies and gentlemen. Way back there, the man who's making sure you can see me and you can see the show and you can see the people in the theater pull out and everybody in the audience turn and wave to good old Josh Roush, ladies and gentlemen. But as we all know, that fucking bug is back, man. Just landed and fucking, what a showbiz fucking, what a spotlight hog. It's the Ben Affleck of bugs, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the man without whom there is no FatMan Beyond, the only good writer on this show, ladies and gentlemen, the man in the box, big brother behind me, Mark Bernardin. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is FatMan Beyond for this week. I'm Kevin Smith.
And I am Mark Bernardin.
Tune in next time. Same fat time, same fat channel, smodcast.com or
youtube.com/Kevin Smith.
Jeff's Kiss, everybody. Good night.